Hey guys, Darkrai91 here doing a Pokemon Sun and Moon review, episode 3. And before I start the review, I normally pick the background picture of whatever Pokemon was in the episode. There were many Pokemon in this episode, but to me, Mimikyu is like the most involved Pokemon in the episode, so I decided to pick him or it, whatever it is, for the background picture while I discuss the episode. So, in this episode, not much went on, um, like in episode 1 and 2. But in this episode, basically, last episode, or at the end of episode 2, Professor Kukui gave Ash the new Pokédex. So this one was episode 3 is the continuation of the end of episode 2. So, Ash, Pikachu, Rockruff, Professor Kukui are still in Professor Kukui's lab. So, Professor Kukui is on his computer. He's setting something up, and then he says, "It'll be here real soon." And Ash is like, "It." And then you see the lights flickering, the computer screen flickering, and Rotom comes out of the electrical socket, and even Ash noticed who Rotom was. So Rotom jumps into the Pokédex. Ash is like, okay, he's in the Pokédex, now what? So he looks at it, he puts it against his ear, he knocks on it, and then he sees the heartbeat, like kind of a heartbeat, because the line went in a line. It started from the left, and then it made the shape of a heart, and then it went straight to the right. So after that, you see Rotom's eyes open, and then hit the point that's on his head usually um, comes up out of the Pokédex. His arms come out of the Pokédex, and his little feet come out of the Pokédex. So he's a functional talking Pokédex. And it is a special type of Pokédex because not many trainers get the Rotom Pokédex in the Alola region. So then he starts talking, and he takes a picture of Ash, Pikachu, and Rockruff, and the user information is in the Pokédex. So now he registered Ash into Pokédex. So now he knows that Ash is his owner. Ash owns him as the Pokédex, and then the reason why that he took a picture of Pikachu and Rockruff was to put the to have the picture of the Pokemon in the Pokédex and also have the information. And Professor Kukui tells him, or tells the Rotom Dex that to help out Ash in his endeavor of being a Pokemon master and catching Pokemon along the way throughout the Alola region. So then after that, to go back to the Pokemon school, Samuel Oak, which is Samson Oak, who is um, Samuel Oak's cousin. I might get the names confused. They both look the same, but one is darker with longer gray hair. But they're both cousins, and um, everybody that's there. You have the fire trial starter or trial challenge captain that's there. You have the chubby guy who's there who likes technology, and he has what's the name? He has the equivalent of a Pikachu in the Alola region, but it's Togedemaru on his waist. So he has Togedemaru. He met the water girl in that he met in episode 1. She has Popplio as her starter. He met Mao, who has Bounce Sweet as her Pokemon, not a starter, but as her Pokemon. And so Professor Kukui gave Ash an objective, which was to go out in the Alola region and start catching Pokemon. So they go out. They're walking in the forest, and then before that cuts to a scene of Team Rocket coming off of a plane. So yes, Team Rocket is in this region. I said in episode 1 and 2 that maybe Team Rocket's not gonna be in this season because Team Skull's already there, and I was proven wrong. It was just my, from what I've seen in episode 1, I thought they weren't gonna be there because sometimes they're always, they're there automatically in episode 1, but this time it was different. They showed up in episode 3, and they were walking in the forest as well. They were ahead of the kids, but of course they stop because they hear something and a Pokemon comes out, and they all thought it was Pikachu because Mimikyu has the disguise on of a Mimikyu, because Mimikyu is a disguised Pokemon. But Meowth says, look very closely that it's not a Pikachu. So then Jessie picks up Meowth and says, okay, we need a Pokemon if we're gonna be in the Alola region. So she takes Meowth. He's clawing on Wobbuffet because he's scared, and Meowth is telling Jessie and James that Mimikyu was saying stuff, but you don't want to know because he's saying scary stuff. And Jessie says, she doesn't care, that she wants a little Pokemon, and she grabs Meowth's head and throws Meowth toward Mimikyu, and he says, "You know what? I have no choice. Let's get to it." So he uses Fury Swipes, but notice that it didn't have no effect. So then Meowth says, "You know what? If you want to fight me, take off the disguise and fight me one-on-one." So he runs to Mimikyu, tries to take off the disguise, but he sees what's underneath it. It's like this purpley black stuff with like if you look at the move Shadow Claw or even Shadow Ball, it looked just like that. So Mimikyu is a dark fairy, I think, or ghost fairy. Yeah, definitely ghost fairy, because of course normal attacks can't be effective or are not effective on Mimikyu. So Meowth lifts off the bottom and sees what's underneath it. Not all of it, but sees the bottom, and I believe it used Nightmare or something. So Meowth gets knocked down on the ground. He's in this long hallway, and he's asking for um, Wobbuffet, Jessie, and James, and I never knew what their names was in Japanese, and to see their name in Japanese, because this episode had their names. The sub was there, but instead of saying Jessie, James, and Wobbuffet, it said their names in um, Japanese. Now James, I do remember because his name in Japanese is Kojiro, which I think it's a cool name. I have to get used to them saying Kojiro and whatever Jesse's name is, but they said Meow said their name in Japanese, and then he sees the exit, and it gets bright, and then you see Garvador, um, Lopunny, and Glaceon, and he says, "Oh, they're calling my name." He has heart eyes because they look cute and all, but then they start to disappear, and you see Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar in the back, and then it just goes black. And then on the out, like in the real world, you see Jesse and James trying to wake up Meowth because they're calling his name. Like, wake up, Meowth, wake up. And they they pour some water on him. They wake him up, and he's grateful to be awake. And he starts saying, "Oh, that he saw what was underneath, and it was just really scary. That he saw Glaceon, Lopunny, and Garvador, and then he was falling into an abyss. That if they didn't wake him up, he would have died." And then they hear some rustling in the grass again, and this time it was Ash and the gang, or Ash and the other kids. And they see Mimikyu, and Rodan was saying, "Oh, there's an 86.3% chance to find a Pokemon in the forest." So they find Mimikyu, and Ash says, "All right, let's go. Let's catch Mimikyu." So Pikachu gets ready, and so Pikachu uses Electro Ball. So Mimikyu uses Shadow Ball to deflect it, and even everybody that's there notices that Mimikyu is strong. And so Lily was going to say what Mimikyu is, but Rotom interrupted her, saying, "No, no, no, leave the explanations to me." And it basically, what Rotom said was what I explained earlier, is that Mimikyu is a disguise type Pokemon, that he's Ghost and a Fairy. And even Team Rocket was in the bushes watching, and noticed that and that Mimikyu is very strong, that he's on the same level as they say, as in Jesse's words, that Mimikyu is on the same level as that brat's Pikachu. So then they come out of the bushes and they say their intro, and it's different in Japanese, because they usually say, "Oh, Jesse says, prepare if I can talk, prepare for trouble," and James says, "Make it double." Then they say their intro. This time, in Japanese, it's different. They just go straight into the issue. The Jesus Christ, I can't even talk. I'm so excited over here. I'm sorry. So in Japanese, they say their intro first. They don't say prepare for trouble and make it double, which was, again, something very, very different. So not only did I learn what was Meowth's name in Japanese, and James' name in Japanese, but I also found out that in Japanese, that they go straight into the intro. Um, they don't take forever. So then the kids are saying that they don't know who these people are, and Ash says that I do. These are Team Rocket. That they're bad people, that they like to take people's Pokemon. So the kid who has Togedemaru on his belt is like, "Oh, so they're bad people there." Um, excuse me. They like to they're bad guys. Hold on, I'm sorry. I was sending a message. Um, so then Mimikyu, and its cry, was telling Meowth that, you know what, that Mimikyu would help out Meowth, Wobbuffet, Jesse, and James, because that he hates Pikachu. And he Meowth was translating, is that from what Mimikyu said, is that he dresses up his Pikachu because he hates Pikachu and he just wants attention. Is basically what it comes down to. The reason why he's wearing the cloth, or whatever, the sheet that looks like Pikachu, is because he hates how popular Pikachu is. And Pikachu is very, very popular. Pikachu is the mascot of Pokemon for the last 20 years. So he hates how Pikachu gets all the love and all the attention, for being the mascot and being so cute. So Mimikyu, whatever it really looks like, we don't know what Mimikyu looks like. It dresses up as Pikachu just so it can get some love and attention. But then when people find out it's not Pikachu, that's where they get scared. So then um, Meowth was going to use Fury Swipes on Pikachu. Pikachu was going to use Electro Ball, but because Mimikyu said that he was going to help out Team Rocket, so he used a Shadow Ball to deflect it, and then he used Play Rough on Pikachu. So then Mimikyu was charging up a Shadow Ball, and this one's going to be very, very. It seemed to be very, very powerful, because it started charging it up almost like Goku doing the Kamehameha or Goku doing the Spirit Bomb. But then Beware comes out of nowhere, which and if you don't know who Beware is, it's the evolution of Stuffle. It's basically like the this teddy bear. So then it grabs Jesse and James, and Meowth is saying, "Oh, we need to help out Jesse and James, or Kojiro and whatever Jesse's name is in Japanese." So then Mimikyu is like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna help him." And Meowth says, "Well, what do you mean you're not gonna help him? You said you will help us out." So Mimikyu cancels the Shadow Ball, and this is what I found weird is that when Meowth pulled up the cloth or the sheet on Mimikyu, he had this blast of whatever it's is in underneath the sheet, so he was passed out from that, but he miraculously was able to pick up Mimikyu and carry Mimikyu above his head to follow Beware to see where um, it was taking them. And then I believe in episode 4 we may or may not see where Beware is taking Jesse and James. But then after that, it just basically Ash says, "Okay, let's go find the Pokemon," and then Rotom says that there's a 93.6 or whatever the percentage was for finding a Pokemon in the forest, and that's where it ends. This one was a little bit more involved. I do like it, and I don't know. Mimikyu seems to be a little interesting because I really, really, really want to see what's underneath that Pikachu cloth or Pikachu sheet. I can't speak. I'm sorry. It's 3:17. I just saw it. And then tomorrow or later on today, I gotta do a review for episode 4, and I gotta get those episode 3 review and episode 4 review up before I do my review of Dragon Ball Super, because I do that every week. Um, but yeah, that was my review of Pokemon Sun and Moon the anime episode 3. I liked it. So again, and from what I was saying before, is that Mimikyu hates how popular Pikachu is, and all it wants is some attention. And this picture clarifies it to a T, because its eyes would be Pikachu's stomach, and in this picture, you see that it's crying, and then in the picture or in the lake, you see the reflection. It looks like Minun, or no, it looks like Plusle, but of course you can see that it's supposed to be disguising as a Pikachu. So in the lake, it's a reflection of a Pikachu, and it's crying because he hates Pikachu, and he wishes that it can be normal and have the love, attention, and affection of a Pikachu would. And and the reason why it helped out Team Rocket, and as I explained, is that he hates Pikachu more than anything, and that's the reason why it disguises as a Pikachu, so it can it can trick people in believing that there's a Pikachu there, and then it turns around and notices that it's not a Pikachu. But I like this episode so far. Besides the animation on Ash, it seems to be okay. It seems to be good, and as I explained in my first review, you can watch that. Ooh, excuse me, and understand or listen to the reasoning and why I don't like the animation. If it makes me biased, I'm biased then, but I don't like it. But everything else, the Pokemon, the animation on the other kids, the animation on Professor Kukui, the Rotom Dex, Mimikyu, Jesse and James, they still look the same, but Ash looks different somehow. Um, I thought it was good. I was gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5, I guess. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did, and leave a like and a comment and what you if you like Mimikyu. If you play the game, you probably know how annoying Mimikyu can be. or if you do have him on your team, how good is Mimikyu? Because I don't have the game myself yet. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next review.